Hello, my fellow skateboarders and skateboard enthusiasts. Today we are talking about trucks, aka we're trying out new trucks because Thunder Deluxe Distribution, the guy who runs the entire Deluxe Distribution or co-runs it, is Jim Thiebaud. Everybody loves Jim Thiebaud. He's one of the main dudes in skateboarding. I'm sure he wouldn't like to hear that as his name because he's a very humble guy, but he's a very, very cool, and he reached out to me early on in YouTube and was just like, bro, if you ever need trucks, holler at your boy. And since I already skate Thunders, I hollered and he was like, you want any trucks now? And I'm like, yes, I need a lot because I've been skating the same trucks for a long time because trucks are the things that last the longest on skateboards. And yeah, when they get bad though, they get pretty bad. This video is actually sponsored by Squarespace. Did you know that? So I have no idea how many he actually sent me, but I know that they fit an 825 board, which is what I skate. A lot of people ask, and holy crap, this is a very, very big box of trucks. There are 6 pairs of trucks, so this is gonna last me a while, but I'm very excited. It's been a very long time, and I've honestly felt like my board has been super off recently, so this is going to be a great addition. The problem though with new trucks is usually it takes a day or two to actually break in because they're a little strange at first. A lot of people feel the need to tighten them right away because they feel loose, but actually the first day, as you kind of wobble back and forth, it stiffens the correct way. So I never ever tighten or loosen trucks the first day. I just go as is. And then the next day or the second day when they're broken in, that's when you kind of go for it. But these are beautiful. Look at that, just glowing in the sun. But we also need a new deck. I've probably had upwards of 30 pro model decks, something like that. And my favorite pro model deck came out recently, and this is not actually it. This is amazing though. I love this graphic and I will skate this graphic. This is actually Sam Vessel's pro model, but in this series, this is the pro model that is probably my favorite deck that I've ever actually had. And I've gotten texts from, I've gotten a lot of messages from a lot of people saying how much they love the board. I've had people on YouTube, like Sarah was actually trying out my board, and then Jason Park texted me. It was like, oh my God, you have the best pro model ever. I love it. And I totally agree. And I would love more. This is very me. This is a very me deck. But for now, I kind of want to keep my pro models and not abuse them. So I'm going to use the Sam Vestal one. So take that, Sam. But you know, it'll be seen a lot more actually under my feet. I think this looks pretty damn delicious. The trucks match the actual graphic. It's very chromatic. Chrome. Since I've been making less videos on my channel, my priorities with skateboarding have actually shifted a little bit. Before it was sort of about doing this warm-up, trying to get a lot of content. And then once I stopped, essentially, I now just want to do a compilation of a lot of hard tricks. That's what I want 2023 to be, is just me having like 200 hard tricks that I do by the end of the year, or just some crazy number, and I put it all in a montage. So on this box, I've been doing just a lot of tricks that I'm proud of, and it can be relatively simple, but not super simple. So like a kickflip crook would be perfect, or I mean, I'm not gonna go into the detailed tricks, but today I am gonna sit here and try to do probably a kickflip crook, and maybe some other variations of that. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm into right now. I'm into just doing like a lot of hard tricks. But for YouTube videos, the reason it doesn't really work is because, you know, I might land one in the session. So that's 2 seconds of a video. And then I'm like, well, I hope you enjoyed the 2 seconds of me doing a trick. So let's just get into it. And now a water break and a word from our sponsor, Squarespace. My favorite sponsor ever that I've had on this channel. Yes, I am showing discriminatory, wait, how does it? I'm showing bias. The reason I like having a sponsor like Squarespace for a long period of time is because the Squarespace that I used to shout out is different than the one now. They still are the best website for building websites, but they add new features so consistently that they start having like anything new that like a website adds and you're like, oh my God, that's such a cool feature. Squarespace has it like the next week. It's amazing. They're so popular now that they can integrate with a lot of other websites like Printful. So now when I have products on my Squarespace site and when you build your online store, you can use a website like Printful, just press like a couple buttons and it connects. And when you sell something through Squarespace, another company fulfills it. So now all you have to do is design product, and there are other websites now that will fulfill the order, that will place the pictures of the orders on models for you. Like there's websites that do so many things now that you can just focus on creating a cool piece of artwork. It's also amazing for blogs if you want to get into writing. It's great for a portfolio piece if you're an artist to build your own website to showcase your stuff so that when you apply for a job or when somebody hits you up and says, can you send me some work, you can just show them your website. It's an amazing tool for any creative entrepreneur or any creative in general, and it's how a lot of people get jobs. So if you want to check it out, click the link in the description down below to get 10% off your first purchase or domain, or go to squarespace.com/JohnHill. Or just try it out for free. Go to Squarespace, and if you want to like get started on this entrepreneurial creative journey, it's also great incentive for yourself to kind of build out a website that showcases like kind of who you want to be. It could be an exaggeration of who you are, and then you can kind of live up to that. And that's how I think that's the best way to get started on your business and on your, I don't know, perfect life, I guess, whatever. Thanks so much, Squarespace, and enjoy the rest of the skate session. So the problem with any trick like a kickflip crook is even if I can do kickflips well and crooks well, you got to try the trick that's the combination. Sometimes it'll come easy and that's awesome, and kudos to when that happens, definitely. But with kickflip crook, it's just such a bizarre combination. It's like this secret dark tunnel where the two tricks just don't mesh for me. So I have to try them over and over until it works, even though in my head it seems like a trick that I could do really easily, but it's just not the case. So right now I'm gonna try heel flip crook, and I feel like heel flip crooks I've done a little more consistently, which is funny because that trick seems harder in my head. So sometimes you just have to try the tricks to see where you stand with the tricks. Not to jinx myself, but it's so much easier to get into than the kickflip crook. With somebody now. I'm excited. I'm gonna try the nollie flip crook. That felt really good, actually. I love how consistent I got into it. That was the cool part. Nollie flip crook. Worst feeling. I might try back nose run a couple times. So good. I was getting like really close every try. I need to just be able to pull this trick like consistently because it's fun. Still didn't get as consistent as I would want on that trick. I want to be able to figure out, but I am at the end of the session, so like I'm more tired than usual. It's not a great excuse, but if I could get this trick while I'm tired, then I feel like when I have a lot of energy, I'll be more consistent. So I'm probably gonna try to close off this session by trying backsmith kickflip outs. Haven't done one in a long time, but this ledge surprisingly grinds Smith grinds really well, even though it has like an aluminum type angle iron. I don't understand the technology, but it works well. So I'm just gonna try it for a bit. If I don't do it, it's totally fine. The nollie flip nose grinds was a huge W that I'm happy with. Sorry, that's like really bad because I'm exhausted. So much stiffer. Oh, okay, we are in the car. Now that was really fun actually. I've been having such amazing sessions recently. I haven't been really vlogging a lot of it. I've been filming it for this end of the year montage I want to make, where I literally want this year to be just a compilation of all my best tricks, and I want to just do them all again this year. These are tricks that I've actually done before, but just to have them all like kind of in the same, you know, I want to look the same throughout the footage. Actually, at the end of the year, I do want to be more ripped, so hopefully you can see the difference in that as well. I don't know, I'm just like excited because I feel like, you know, skateboarding is going to be the consistency, but a lot in my life is going to change and has been changing recently. And I'm also understanding why I've been struggling with sort of changing the format of my videos for so long, because I have this weird thing where when I started YouTube, I was a vlogger, so I was very personality based. Since my content was so personality based, I actually have a lot of people who come up to me. I used to have it very consistently because I'm always at skate parks, I'm at skate events, so I'm always in my community of people who would watch my videos anyways. So every time someone comes up to me and says, oh my god, I like this, or I like this, or I like this, I feel compelled to keep doing it. So it's really hard for me to separate what I'm making to reach different people and so on and so forth, because I just want to keep making the same things for the same people and for myself really, because this is just what I like to do. But I realize now also on YouTube, it's more of a talking platform. It's more about like podcast, or it's more about critical content or commentary, news, things like that. So, you know, if I'm trying to be someone who keeps doing this, and I do want, you know, eventually if I want to come back and grow on the platform, maybe 6 months from now, where, you know, I'm sort of taking my like little momentary hiatus right now and actually helping out a different YouTuber, that's a whole different story. If I want to keep doing this, I got to come up with a formula that kind of works with what, you know, this stuff and then talking, because that's just what people want. And it's this weird thing where when people tell me, oh, I like this, and he even just said, the guy at the skate park was like, I like your new format, which means he's watching my videos now, which is cool. And then my cousins in Korea were like, oh my gosh, we like the part where Sarah did this thing. And I'm like, that just happened in my most recent video. So people are still keeping up with like all of my most recent videos. So I feel this like deep, like, oh, I should just make it the best ever because all these people are watching and I want them to have a good time. And even these people who feel dedicated to watch, like my cousins, I should make really good content, but I still don't have it in me, and I shouldn't feel that pressure from everyone else to do the thing that I need to do to eventually do something better, which is something I think a lot of people struggle with. I think a lot of us focus on the gains right in front of us rather than thinking about what the goal can be achieved, the goal that can be achieved in a year from now, 2 years from now, if you keep grinding in a consistent way. So if I want to have something bigger and better, if I'm more interested in health now, more interested in kind of the whole Progress Daily being like a vegan athletics thing and trying to figure out like human optimization, which I am just genuinely interested in, then that's a slow start. I can't just tomorrow know everything. Skating, I've learned how to skate and it's been great, but skating is my own isolated world, and I'm interested in kind of stepping into the territory of, you know, the real world and seeing how I can fare, which is strange, and hopefully that makes any sense. I always do this, I go on tangents, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned next time. I'm probably gonna make a video about some old school skate shoes that I got, that Dave sent me. These trucks are amazing. Thanks, Jim Thiebaud. If you don't know him and Deluxe Distribution and all that, I would be very surprised because they pretty much are like the top of skateboarding, and they're really cool. So it's cool that I get to have a cool connect like Jim and such an amazing person at the top of skateboarding leading the charge. It shows that skateboarding really is in good hands. And I feel like the future of skateboarding is gonna stay somewhat cool because of people like Jim. And yeah, thanks a lot. Take care, Progress Daily, and keep killing it.